Welcome to the Skeptic Zone, the podcast from Australia for science and reason.
Yes, it's the Skeptic Zone podcast, episode number 567 for the 1st of September 2019. Richard Saunders coming to you this week from the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm immersed, entrenched, surrounded by Dragon Con, the ridiculously over-the-top science fiction, fantasy, everything convention here in downtown Atlanta, with thousands of people dressed in thousands of costumes, all going at the same place at the same time twice. This really is a mad weekend, but what a lot of fun. Coming up on this week's show, a few highlights from the first few days. I speak to Dr Angie Mattke, who is the assistant director here at the Skep Track, one of the many tracks or many different sections of Dragon Con. She's going to give us a little taste of what is to come. And then I take a walking tour to get my bearings back again, since I haven't been to Dragon Con for almost a decade. So join me as I walk around with the walking tour. Then I catch up with an old friend, Jennifer Hathorn, who I met here many years ago, and she now works for the American Association for the Advancement of Science. Find out all about that a bit later on in the show. After that, another adventure. I walk over to the giant areas dedicated to vendors, people selling merchandise, T-shirts, suits of armor, everything you can possibly imagine. Join me as I walk around the vendor rooms. And to wrap up the show, we dive once again back into the pages of The Skeptic, the journal from Australian skeptics, and read about what Loretta Marron, the jelly bean lady, had to say not so many years ago about woo, quackery, being sold in pharmacies, and pharmacies that have a resident naturopath. But now it's time for me to go around the corner, down the stairs, up the elevator, through the Sky Bridge to another hotel, down the steps, onto the street, back up again, come back the other way because of the crush of the crowds, try to find something to eat. Well, I'm doing all that. I hope you enjoy the Skeptic Zone. Beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. I'm in Reed Street, which is, well, a little bit southeast of the main downtown area. I've checked into a very charming Airbnb, and I'm just waiting for an Uber to get downtown to meet my old friend Dr Angie Mattke, who is one of the organizers of the Skep Track this year. I'm very happy to be back in Atlanta after a gap of 9 years. Long-time Skeptic Zone listeners will maybe remember my reports from Dragon Con skepticism and goings-on all those years ago.
Walking out, there's a lot of dinosaurs there. And there were. It was like 50 T-Rexes in the lobby.
I think I saw the pictures.
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
It was amazing!
I've made it. I'm at the Hilton Hotel. And who ran up to greet me enthusiastically? Dr Angie Mattke.
Hi, Richard! I didn't just run up to greet you. I texted you and said, come meet me.
You did. You were expecting me. Well, here we are. I'm back at the Hilton after all these years. It's quite a nostalgia trip. The famous elevators. Right, of course. Goes right up to the center. And I'm just so pleased that you're here to greet me. This is the first night. Well, it's Wednesday, isn't it? It really starts tomorrow.
Yes, that's right. Well, tomorrow is really the load-in. That's when things are officially beginning to start. But every year it gets bigger and bigger and starting earlier and earlier. The first day of scheduled things starts like Thursday night.
Yeah.
But it is worth it to come in early to enjoy all the parties and all the friends. it's a little low key to start with. You have time to get settled in. People get to meet each other and things like that. It's totally worth it to come in early.
Yeah, and it's big. I mean, Derek was warning me that it's much bigger than it was 10 years ago.
Totally true.
So tomorrow I'm going to have a great time just getting my feet back, with my sea legs, my Dragon Con senses. And then Friday we kick off with the Skep Track.
That's right. I can't wait to see you there.
Yeah, I'm doing a Skeptic Zone live and I'm on some panels, so what a blast. So, have you got anything left in your glass there, Angie?
Not much. I think I'm going to need another.
I think you've got just enough for a quick cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers to you, Richard. Thank you so much for coming back. I've been wanting to have you back at Dragon Con for all these years. I'm so happy you're here.
And what a pleasure it was to catch up with Dr. Angie Mattke. After that, I had a little look around. Some people were gathering. There were some crazy costumes already beginning to show up. But I made my way back, had a good night's sleep, and the next day I was ready for some more. I decided to join a newbie walking tour. Designed for brand new people to Dragon Con, but I thought after 10 years it was a good idea for me to get my sea legs again. Well, the craziness has started, and this year, folks, I'm doing something which I have never done before. I'm actually taking a walking tour of Dragon Con to get a better feel for it. Now, this wasn't available all the years ago that I was here, and I'm very glad that they're doing this now. And I'm with some random guy who bumped into me near the elevator. Hello, who's this?
Adam Bovalino.
And you are a Skeptic Zone listener.
I have been for almost 10 years now, I think.
Well, the show's been going for just over 10 years, so you're doing pretty well. But you're joining us here on the walking tour, and so you and I will both get a good understanding of the scope of Dragon Con. And here we are, we're passing people dressed in all sorts of craziness already.
No, it's going to be massive.
You got that right. Now we're entering the food court. This is the first port of call on our tour. Probably a good idea, I think. Already there are hundreds and hundreds of people here. It's incredible. But the parade of costumes that we will see over the next few days will be just mind-snapping, I think.
Come down here also for free music, and also a lot of times there will be interesting groups are here, so fan-run groups. So if you're interested in something, somebody might have a fan group for The Hobbit or something like that. I like the Venture Brothers and the Venture Brothers fan group, and I hope they'll be there this year. Yeah. So fan-run groups are here, free music, and art show here. We're going down another level. All righty, this is the embassy level, and here we have sci-fi lit, fantasy lit, and writer's track rooms. So if you're into any of those tracks, science fiction literature, which is going to be, of course, huge, fantasy literature, again, pretty huge, and writer's track rooms. So you'll be having some...
Well, the tour's going on. It's just been a labyrinth of sky bridges, hotels, rooms, escalators, sky bridges, rooms, another hotel.
And food courts.
And food courts. And we're just around another corner here. There are people asking for blood. It's a big blood drive here, which is good to see. We're back in the Marriott, I think.
We are indeed. Yes, yeah. Marriott.
It is confusing at first, but somehow I think it's starting to all come together like some bizarre multi-dimensional jigsaw puzzle.
As I said, you look at the roof.
They're all different, that's right. More winding around and over and under and through things, and we're back at the Hilton where the Skep Track is.
We are here at the Hilton. In the Hilton, you have costuming exhibition, EFF, podcasting, science, skeptics, space, Silk Road, Brit, anime and manga, Star Trek, animation and digital media. So a lot of stuff going on here. So some of these rooms back here.
Great. Well, we've got a young lady here dressed as?
I'm not trusted in anything in particular. I've just taken my inspiration from the Dark Crystal itself.
The Dark Crystal, of course. Now, you joined us on the walking tour, and this is your first Dragon Con?
Yes, it is.
What are your impressions so far?
A lot going on. Just more like surrounded by nerds. It's awesome.
This is very true. And what do you hope to see here over the next few days?
A lot of events.
Yeah. Have you come for anything in particular, though?
No. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. But yeah, I'm really excited to just experience it all.
Well, I hope you have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Skepticon 2019, the Australian Skeptics National Convention, will be in Melbourne from the 6th to the 8th of December. We have an impressive speaker lineup, including The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, Dr. Steve Novella, Jay Novella, Cara Santa Maria, Bob Novella, and Evan Bernstein. Also, Susan Gerbeck from Guerrilla Skepticism on Wikipedia. And many other international and local guests, including Joe Thornley, the host of Zealot, a podcast about cults, and an author of a book by the same name. Skepticon includes a trivia night on Thursday the 5th of December to test your skeptical knowledge. For more information about the event, the speakers, and how to buy tickets, visit skepticon.org.au or follow the link in this week's show notes.
The organization that has the podcast. So I work for that organization.
Everybody has a podcast these days, it seems to me. One of the utter joys of coming back to Dragon Con after all these years is seeing some old friends, and this bubble of joy and loveliness came up to me, hugged me. I thought, just about to call the police, but then I realized it was Jennifer who I met first here at Dragon Con almost a decade ago.
Yeah.
And you saying that you've been here, this is your 18th Dragon Con?
This is my 18th Dragon Con, and I love it. I come every year, and I will come every year until the
tsunami or the earthquake, which you were just discussing a moment ago. And you're always helping or taking part or doing something around the Skeptic Track?
Yes, I am usually in attendance at the Skeptic Track with as many panels as I can get to. I usually go and start parties with all of the skeptics that are around, and we have a great time because we don't see each other all year. I live on the East Coast, and so I don't get to see everybody because they're all spread around the country. So I take this opportunity to have a great time and party with everybody and just and exchange ideas and just catch up and see my wonderful friends again. So that's why I come every year, and I'm going to come every year for the rest of the time
until you can. And you were just saying that you have a scientific background, basically.
I do have a scientific background, but I'm not in science anymore. I left science for business, and now I work for the American Association for the Advancement of Science as a administrative support specialist, and for the Center for Public Engagement with Science and Technology. And so what we do is we go around the country and we teach PIs, principal investigators, how to communicate their research to lay audiences and to government audiences. And not everybody has science communication in their background, or they're not necessarily good at speaking. I mean, they may know their subject matter very well, but they don't know how to communicate that idea to just your average person. And that's the idea. They want to get people involved in the scientific process, and they want to get people's attention. And so here at the center, they show people how to do that, and how to broaden their audiences. And so we send people all over the country, and we've actually had people outside of the country come in, and we give presentations and workshops, and we have people work together in groups and individually to help develop their plan for engagement in the public. So it's pretty great.
This reminds me of some of the work that Alan Alda is doing.
Yes, but he is a AAAS fellow. So yeah, we have plenty of awards that honor and Alan Alda and people like him who do the kind of work of science engagement. It is a grand adventure to be able to get to know so many different kinds of people with different kinds of backgrounds. They're coming in and they want to know, like, how do I communicate my message of research and science to an audience of people who maybe don't have any background in what I do, or maybe have never even heard of what I do, or maybe have some interest but not enough background to actually know the subject matter that a PI would talk about. So we help them bridge those gaps and connect those people.
Now, where can people find out more about this organization?
Well, you can go to AAAS.org in the Center for Public Engagement with Science and Technology. That AAAS.org will take you to anywhere that any of our awards and programs and all of the member services that we have. And you can learn everything you want to know about AAAS and what we do and our message of science for all of the world, not just Americans, at AAAS.org. But you can always find a link in this week's show notes.
I was about to say that. Thank you, Jennifer, very much.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I've missed you. It's been great to see you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Dr. Pamela Gay from Astronomy Cast. Each week, Fraser Kane and I take our listeners on a fact-based journey through the cosmos. With our weekly podcast, we explain not just what we know, but how we know what we know about this universe that we share. Check us out at astronomycast.com and look for us in iTunes, Google Play, and wherever you download podcasts. See you online.
They call the vendors or traders area of Dragon Con, and from what I can gather, this is multi-levels of big rooms covered with vendor tables, t-shirts, money bags. I'm just trying to describe everything I'm seeing. We've got lots of outfits, jewelry, Norse Foundry I'm just passing, fantasy toys, thousands of people in here, literally thousands of people, many in elaborate costumes. Lots of artists displaying their work, which is nice to see. And I think I've come to one of the tables I was keen to get to, and that's one selling dice. So I better have a look. The ever popular corsets. I've never seen so many corsets in my life as I have. And the passing parade is something to see. These are just people also here looking at things. We have everything from Wookiees to stormtroopers to pirates, superheroes, characters from many things I don't even recognize, but that's fine. It's all part of the fun. Ghost, superhero, Star Trek. There goes Captain Pike, I think. Row after row after row after row, table after table after table. It's Harry Potter. Oh, I can buy a magic wand. It's simply too much to take in doing it once. I think I'll have to come back here quite a few times over the next few days. today being Friday, the first day it's open, it's particularly crowded. Trying to get through the people here. Posters here, River Song poster. Kilts. That's interesting. You do see a lot of kilts here at Dragon Con. I'm not exactly sure why, but you do see a lot of kilts. Gridlock. I'm in a human gridlock here.
Yes, we're going left.
Veering left. Thank you.
And another dice table. Oh, this is a good place. Well, a brief stop by the dice store, and I've got a bag full of D10 dice, which is great because they're used in the Mystery Investigator show, where we do a random number. Actually, we do a random number from 1 to 6, but we give away D10 dice because I think they're a lot of fun. Yet more amazing costumes for sale. There's Spider-Man over there. Elves. Comics and toys.
What's that?
We have armor, swords and things like that. Lots of artwork here. We have a Doctor Who themed stained glass window with a TARDIS. Oh, and one with the Enterprise. Very clever. So much to see. So much to see. And it just goes... Samurai swords. Good grief. I'd like to see me getting those through customs. I'm just passing a Valkyrie here, complete with horns on the head. We have famous movie posters on sale here. Rocky Horror 2001, the original Star Wars, $800 for the original Star Wars poster. Well, I'm going to keep wandering around, seeing what else I can find here. But it certainly is, for me anyway, I think one of the highlights of these conventions is just the fun and the craziness, I keep using that word a lot, of what's on sale to the fans.
That's the only thing.
I'm now walking back to the hotel along the crowded streets, and it's interesting to see how many people are willing to line up in the hot sun to see something or other, an event, a star, a panel or whatever. I'm passing people now. Looking hot and tired, and the queue stretches around the corner. I wonder what it's for. Somehow I'm working my way back to the Hilton, where the Skeptical track is, the Skep track, and I'm in the Hyatt, making my way through crowds and crowds and crowds. And I'm delighted to see there's a whole group of people here, and I thought there would be, dressed as the crew of the Starship Orville. One for Maynard. Let's dive once again into the back issues of The Skeptic, the journal from Australian skeptics. This week we're going back all the way to 2014, volume 34, number 3, and on page 22, a report by a dear friend of mine, Loretta Marron, also known as the Jelly Bean Lady. Pharmacy. Pharmacy fantasy. Loretta Marron looks at a disturbing attempt by pharmacists to woo customers with woo. Tired and feeling unwell? Want to improve your vitality? Why not see the in-house naturopath in your pharmacy? Surely they can help. After all, they offer a wide range of goods and services. But do they actually work? Are they value for money? Tucked in the corner of my local pharmacy is a high-tech naturopathy clinic, complete with a flashy chrome and glass door etched with a long list of available alternative services. According to the pharmacy staff, wearing badges referring customers to the clinic, they go there for natural treatment alternatives. Alternatives to what? To treatments which actually work? Perhaps. At only $90 for a 1-hour consultation, attracting a private health insurance rebate from most funds, so there must be something to it. These naturopaths, claiming expertise in complementary medicines and wellness, use approaches tailored to individual needs. They are caring people with your health and well-being their priority. Unlike your money-hungry GP, they will correct underlying causative factors, support your lifestyle to compensate for environmental factors which might be damaging your health, advise you on how to make your body's natural defenses work more efficiently, advise you on stress management, digestive health, and improving your energy, assist you in achieving an abundantly healthy life, educate you on how to promote optimal vitality, help you improve your immune system naturally, help relieve the signs and symptoms of ill health, help you live a healthy, balanced quality of life, and help you make informed decisions about your health. Wow! Who could possibly refuse such an offer? And all that for only $90. And it gets better. With a naturopathy loyalty card, your 5th consultation is free. Too good to be true? What happens during a consultation? It might start with iridology, unproven, and tongue diagnosis, unproven. For more in-depth analysis, your blood may be viewed under a microscope with live blood analysis, unproven, to help assess your current state of health and evaluate possible stressors. With bioenergetic screening, you might be connected to a Vega, a Sierra Pro, or Life System apparatus, all unproven, which assesses organ function, nutritional, vitamin, and hormonal deficiencies, heavy metal toxicities, allergies, digestive disorders, sensitivities and environmental substances, background infections, viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites, mental and emotional states, spinal energy, dental work, and dental materials, such as amalgam fillings, root canal work, anesthetics, antibiotics, vaccination disturbance, metabolic issues, thyroid disturbance, neurological imbalances, and more. While these tests sound convincing, you will not be told that all should be avoided, and these devices are not listed with the Therapeutics Goods Administration, and that many complaints against them have been upheld. One sponsor was even successfully challenged by the AAAS. Getting tested by a naturopath might seem like an option, but apart from a friendly smile and alarmist words, what they offer is mostly a waste of time and money. But haven't naturopaths been trained at uni? Some have, but attending an Australian university is, regrettably, no longer a guarantee that what is learnt has any scientific basis. 1/3 of our universities offer non-science equals nonsense courses without credible evidence to back up their claims. Homeopathy, acupuncture, craniosacral therapy, applied kinesiology, energy medicine, the list goes on. So why do pharmacy owners allow naturopaths in among their real business of cooperating with doctors and hospitals and dispensing effective medicines? According to the Pharmacy Board of Australia, pharmacists must limit their provision of advice about alternative interventions to those therapies which have documented evidence of effectiveness. Offering the services of in-house naturopaths not only bypasses these obligations, but considerably increases the owner's profits from complementary medicines. Pharmacies are supposed to be frontline agents of primary care. Their role includes protecting patients from the fraudulent and unscientific. Pharmacists must be personally and properly persuaded of the safety and effectiveness of what they offer. But with deals negotiated behind closed doors by the marketing departments of Big Vitamin, with no professional input, the provision of naturopathy remains an unethical, profit-seeking gimmick. See the story on vitamin supplier Blackmore's attempted Coke and Fries deal with the Pharmacy Guild. The Skeptic, page 20, volume 31, number 4, December 2011. Are we to believe that pharmacy owners who host these clinics are unaware of what their customers are being told? Patients trust the professional judgment of their pharmacists. Isn't hosting a naturopathy clinic inadvertently making a recommendation by implication? Can you really trust a pharmacy where you are encouraged to have unproven diagnostics, questionable advice, and so-called treatments from someone trained in pseudoscience? Pharmacies can only be owned by pharmacists. Many argue that they must offer alternative medicine to meet consumer demand. Have they forgotten that they are part of the team treating patients, not consumers? Are they not ignoring science and putting profit over their patients' health? As honest pharmacists speak out against the unethical practice, will others start listening to their own professional leaders? About the author, Loretta Marron is a 3-time winner of Skeptic of the Year and founder of Friends of Science in Medicine. And that was Pharmacy Fantasy, found on page 22 of The Skeptic, the journal from Australian Skeptics, volume 34, number 3, from September 2014. Yours free to download from www.skeptics.com.au. And I'm sorry to say that nothing has changed since that article was published. It is very easy these days to walk into a pharmacy in Australia and discover a naturopath lurking in the corner. But even if there wasn't a naturopath lurking in the corner, you can still find plenty of pseudoscience and quackery on the pharmacy shelf. Thank you for listening to the Skeptic Zone. Next week, hopefully, I should be able to bring you a recording of the Skeptic Zone live, recorded here in Atlanta, Georgia at DragonCon with my special guest, Margaret Downey. Hopefully, that's coming up next week. And just before I wrap up this episode, this morning as I record this, I've just come back from walking in the DragonCon parade through Atlanta. I've never done that before. I was dressed as a Greek philosopher. What a lot of fun that was. What a lot of fun. Thousands and thousands of people waving and cheering. as the whole passing parade passed by. But for this week, and wish me luck, this is Richard Saunders signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. You've been listening to the Skeptic Zone podcast. Please visit our website at www.skepticzone.tv for show notes, contacts, and to access the back catalogue of episodes going back to 2008. You can follow the Skeptic Zone podcast on Twitter at Skeptic Zone, visit our Facebook page, or leave a review on iTunes. You can also support the Skeptic Zone via Patreon or PayPal. The Skeptic Zone podcast is an independent production. The views and opinions expressed on the Skeptic Zone are not necessarily those of Australian skeptics or any other skeptical organisation.